This DJ's so funky, man.
On 3, 2, 1. Activate.
This is the RDDC podcast.
Welcome to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. I'm glad to have you wonderful, special RDDC Familians, friends, and all those through walks of life here with us, because here we serve a slice of everyday life. For any questions, short requests, or feedback, as always, you can reach us at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. That's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com, and that's also to be checking out food for thought segments, just motivational tips, recipe tips. A slice of everyday life is what it's all about. We also have links in the bottom of the Blogspot page where you can find the visualization books, soon to come the YouTube channels that we are opening, and different things from iTunes and Stitcher, and a whole array of different things on there. You can also check out the apparel that would be on the right hand corner of the store and see if there's any items that you'd like, and if you want to post those on our soon coming Facebook page or YouTube as hashtag RDDC, you can always do that, and we will gladly reward you for your happiness and smiles that you give to us. For customer inquiries, you can also reach us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. We will be happy to get back to anything that you have to question or say, or like I said, feedback, and we're always here for that. And we appreciate your support, and thank you for helping igniting and sparking the hearts of the world and the souls that need it too. Boom, we are here, and I'm excited. I know we're past the days again, and there's no kind of words to be said to it, except we're here right now. That's what I have to realize. I'll catch you up on that in just a second. And I will say that dealing with a major sciatica nerve, tremendous, horrific spasms and nerve pain, and different medications and muscle relaxers, and all kinds of stuff, woman things, all kinds of stuff. Let's put it that way. It was definitely more than a slice of everyday life, but I'm still here, still standing, still strong, still breathing. And if you're listening, and you who are listening, you're still here too. So thank you for being here. I wanted to get on here, even though I had a lovely 3-hour session with my mechanic, making sure everything was good to go, and kind of sitting back and thinking about all of you. So this segment is dedicated to all of us, every single one of us. And we had a special question that came in to the RDDC customer support email, and Anthony passed that over, and that was from Patty. Now, Patty is a wonderful person that's been around in our journey since the beginning of the RDDC movement, which is a little roughly over a year ago. So, ta-da! Yeah, over a year. This will be our 42nd episode, and I'm happy that that happened. You know, I mean, we got to count it all joy, because some things could have been easily a 12th episode. So whatever we got to is whatever we got to. We can get better at what we do, plain and simple. And that's where we're here right now. So Patty is calling from Georgia, or should I say she called from Georgia and emailed us from Georgia. And I'm not sure if it's Patty or Patricia, but we're dedicating this segment more towards the question of who and can get the responsiveness from all this. And like I said, everything we talk about can be broken down into 20 different things and 20 different topics and rehashed over and over to a different version of us understanding it. But this is going to be a segment on WWYD. Now, some of you would get that to What Would You Do, like the What Would You Do show. I'm not sure if that's ABC. It might be. But I really like that too on different scenarios, and I probably should submit some things that I would like to be on there as well. But this right here is going to be What Will You Do? What would you do as well? But what would you do? What will you do? And what are you going to do? So, but we're going to just go, what will you do? WWYD. it all unfolds eventually anyway, so you get it. Now, Patty's question is not any kind of way to where it's, unjustified of asking, but her question comes to the same things that vexes us all, in different ways. There's an opportunity coming before her that she wants to get into, and therefore she doesn't know what should she do. But the question is what will you do now that this has presented itself? So let's dive right in even more. Now, the whole thing with this is, whether it be her asking this question or not, when things are presented to us and they're going on in our lives, we have to ask ourselves these simple but dynamic questions. What will we do if our child runs out of milk? Or if we can't pay our mortgage next month or our rent next month, or the car payment's due and you just lost your job? What will you do if you got into an argument with your spouse and you can't seem to reel them back in or find them that night and you're freaking out? What will you do if you are going in to apply for an application for a nice job that you have and they say, guess what, we don't have any room for you to work here right now, but we'll keep your application on file? What will you do? What you could do, what you could say are a million different ways. That's what comes down to everything that we do. You could always say, well, I can't get formula for my child, so I'm going to go rob the store and do it. Hashtag don't do it. I'm just saying that's something people have in their minds every day. That's why the prison systems are so overloaded, and the jails, some people are innocent, some people aren't. But at the same time, it leads down a path of destruction. When we get caught into those moments where we're backed into a corner, it feels like we're backed into this corner and there's no way to get out of it. It seems like we're going to go nuts, like we don't understand what's going on, and everything seems confusing in that very moment. But I'm going to take a note from my book for Patty and all my familians out here. Dealing with what's been going on for this last continual cycle. It's been 2 months now of just craziness going on, especially dealing with bodily pain that you can't control. When I got a chance to, I was speaking to my mother and I kept saying, Mom, I don't feel like I have a soul. Don't feel that, the goddess level, that supremeness. I know it's there, but I can't feel it. I like to feel that spiritual essence, that euphoric, that ether, the infiniteness. It's all about that feeling sometimes. I search for that before I can see. I feel for it. And I had to realize that I was not allowing myself to do it because I was presented with a problem. What will you do? And I didn't even realize that problem was there because I'm sitting here like, man, I just want to leave everything back right now. I can't seem to perform the way I want to, put a show out on time the way I need to. This is coming. This person's calling. This student needs help going to do this. And I love what I do, but I can't perform at 100% level. And I don't want to give 80. But what will I do? Will I just completely drop off the map and don't give anything because I can't give 100%? No. Because at the end of the day, no matter what supremeness of a being that I validate myself and see myself and feel myself on, I'm still flesh and blood that I'm in here to live this life experience. That's the whole point of it. So what can I do? All I can do is put my best foot forward, whether it's a segment once a month, whether it's twice a week, whether it's twice a day, whether it's getting to the things I have to do slowly, but surely I will reach it. If you sit there and do nothing, you'll never get to it. But if you at least take an inch, you can make that inch eventually a mile. And after that mile, miles. Okay? After that, you're on a ball to where it'll never end. It's just consistency of keeping that flow going. Sometimes it's not consistency and the things that we're doing at the matter at hand, but consistency in keeping the flow going of those things that we wish to keep and we dream and desire to keep consistent. And I know that makes sense. You can rewind it and replay it, but it does. It makes sense. So back at this to a certain point, I was taking myself out of that zone and I kept saying, don't say stuff into existence. Don't put it out there. Don't say these things. And all of a sudden I realized I didn't feel that way because I wasn't trying to feel that way. I wasn't reaching for the feeling. So when I had took the muscle relaxer, I'm not saying that any kind of pills or any kind of substances out here are the key, but being for the fact I have a medical condition that I'm dealing with right now with my sciatica nerve, I realized once I took that pill only at night, barely want to take it. I don't like unidentified objects in my body, okay, taking those things if I can help it. So I'd rather go holistically, therapeutically, herbally. on those journeys. But as I took that and I laid down and my body relaxed and my muscles relaxed from the spasms I was having, it made me quiet in my mind and my soul and my heart. I was quiet. It was peace, be still. Not a single care in the world, not a single thought. And it had nothing to really do with the point that I took the medication my doctor prescribed to me. It had to do with me leaving it all alone. Not walking away and throwing my hands and throwing it in the trash. Not forgetting about it and just saying, oh, forget it. I can't make it happen with my life, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I can't get my schedule together. It was just the point of letting everything align itself to where it was. In that moment, everything was perfect. In that moment, nothing had to be done, whether I was sleeping or awake. I chose and was choosing not to be in my alignment. I was choosing not to feel the spirituality that courses through me. I was choosing to do that. What will I do? What I decided to do was feel from that moment. And it made me realize as I was zenning in that zone that my soul was quiet and still. My body was so tensed up and I was leaving so much noise inside of my mind that I could not think and function the way I needed to because I was overwhelming myself already with the physicalities that were coming behind it. And I realized from the things that I had to deal with in my journeys of California and being reborn again in a different kind of sense, spirituality wise, in a deeper level, and a higher level, and a more intuitive frequency, I realized that a lot of that backdraft and all that nervous system issues and dealing with the stress of it is all coming back to a different point now. And then me putting things on my body, wreaking havoc psychologically on my nerves. We all have a karma effect in here. Whatever we put out into the universe will come back. Some things are rapid response, some things are slowly but surely, and some things hinder us and make us tougher and stronger or test us as we're getting to those higher climbs in life. But it doesn't by any means to mean to give up. Sometimes we have to take a seat back or a step back, whether it be for a day, a week, a few days, even a month or two, or whatever your journey is, maybe a year, depending on your walk of life, and realize that we're put into that situation for whatever reason it may be. I had to look at it and say, well, maybe if I didn't have that injury with the sciatica nerve or whatever happened with my calf spasms and my body spasms, maybe I would have been in a situation at the wrong time or behind the wheel at the wrong time or at a certain place at the wrong time. Maybe I wasn't meant to do those things right there. Maybe I wasn't meant to be downtown. Maybe. But all those things happen for a reason. I don't know what would have happened because that is what the path was right there for that point. No matter how far or how deep we look at it, everything is always going to happen for a reason. No matter if we make it happen or not, those things are going to happen for a reason. So what will you do, Patricia? What will you do, or Patty, excuse me, I don't know. I'm just going for what most people say. But what will you do when you're put into that? I mean, if you have something that's standing in front of you right there, what do you want to do? That's the whole question. What do you want to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to consistently say, I want to do this and that, but I don't want to do this and that, right? Point in case, another example. You can, and we all have this fear where we're scared to make a move forward because we're so used to how things are going right now. We know the consistency of that, right? Just like if you make a bowl of cereal every single day, you make that bowl of cereal, it might be soggy sometimes, it might be crunchy sometimes, but the taste is going to be where you remember it at. Depending on the manufacturers, you get it. But the moment someone says, well, why don't you go ahead and buy a box of some wheat cereal or whatever it is, Raisin Bran or some Lucky Charm, whatever. And you say, well, I really want to. I don't want to spend a couple dollars on that box. I don't want to put it in a bowl and see how it tastes. What if I don't like it and I'm stuck with that box for a week or two and I don't really want to be there? But isn't it better that you at least stepped out to try? And you wonder, even if the fact that you had to buy a box, so this is example purposes, if you had to buy a box of whole grain oats versus the one that you're eating right now, which could be, a whole bowl of millet, I don't know. Okay, I'm just making references here. You're already looking for a solution out of the way of eating that porridge already. So look at that. You're already looking at a way to where you want more than what you're having already. And it's not the sense of greed. It's because that's a natural calling. We're all meant to propel forward. So you have to analyze that and say, well, I'm already looking at a way from where I'm here. Regardless if you're content or not, you're still not content for the future times that are already happening every moment, because the future is now. So the whole purpose is of getting to that point of saying, what will I do? What will I do, Lex? What will I do, RDDC? You know the answers that sit inside of you, but we don't accept those answers for ourselves. Sometimes we need clarification for those, and that's exactly what this is for. And all of us out here, all of us, Anthony, me, myself, well, me, myself, you get it. But, my mother, my family, the RDDC family, Jim, we got, Samantha, we got different things going on. So it's not the whole fact of, well, we just don't understand what the program is bringing. Is sometimes we don't bring to the program. So it's all about, what will you do? If you know that taking that step in that leap, oh my God, look at my language is not turning out. Anyways, you get it. If we're not willing to take that step, we're not willing to take that climb and take our step forward, then there's nothing more to listen to, because opportunity only knocks so far before you can't even hear the knocking anymore. You can't hear the doorbell ring. You can't hear any of it. So what will you do? What will you do when opportunity comes to you? What will you do when that music deal comes through? What will you do when that job offer comes through? What will you do if you get a brand new sports car tomorrow? Are you going to drive it to hell, or to go around and sport it like it's cool? Or are you going to sit there and rock it out like you plan on to and do what it needs to be done behind the wheel? Whatever it is, that's what happens. What will you do if you do not have a loaf of bread on your table? Are you going to go out there and just sit there and say, I give up? No. You're going to go out there and find any means necessary to collect that $1.05 or $1.10, whether it be asking someone or picking up change out of a couch seat, and get that loaf of bread. The right way is the consistency of getting you the best results. The harder road pays out bigger, okay? The road that is most easiest is doing things that are not sufficient for the soul and the heart, and damaging lives to others and yourself. You can always say, a lot of people I've been talking to in the past, they chose a road of, doing violence or drug dealing or prostitution, just different people I've met in walks of life, and it never gave them the payout they were looking for. Some of those people ended up with life sentences. Some of those people ended up killing and hurting people, living with that for the rest of the day. Some people gave other people drugs that gave them overdoses that didn't let them see the light of day. Some of those women caught many children and many infections and AIDS, and it's a whole ball game. Some people made a mistake, and they're innocent minded people and couldn't handle the pressure and got into a situation that cost them their life or their whole life or someone else's life. It's about, what will you do at the proper response the right way? That's what it comes down to. If you're searching for something, guarantee you'll find it, no matter what it is. And remember that when people say you're searching for trouble, you're going to find it. Well, think about the good things that the infinite source and the great spirit has for you and I. If we're searching for the right things in life, they will find us. It's hard. It's hard to survive, but it's easy to live. It's easy to live when you're living off of the energy from what surrounds us and being happy for what we have today, no matter what it is. That's why you can find a homeless man with nothing on his back, happy for the fact that he woke up. Even if he had to ask someone for their leftover food, he's happy for the fact, not all of them, but you'll find some that are very happy where they are because they know what kind of gift they are given, even if they're not living it to their full potential. We all have roles to play, whether whatever status we stand in life. There's a reason why we have the things that we have in place today, whether they're negative or positive. It all reflects to one big pie, no matter how you look at it. It's all about, what will you do? Okay? There's no other way around it. So, Patty, or to those out there listening, myself, when there's opportunity that comes and it sounds right, it's going to be a little leery. And I'm not saying to drop everything you have and just go for it. But if you have to go for it with everything you have, then do it. and see where the road takes you better. There's so many disclaimers and legal liabilities and all kinds of stuff, but you know what I'm saying. Common sense will lead you there no matter what you do. I'm just saying you have to take the route that's good for you. What will you do when you're sitting there standing with the homeless guy in the corner with the sign? Are you going to judge him based on will he get liquor and drugs, or are you going to pull out that couple dollars and give it to him? Do you have a couple dollars to give it to him, and do you really need the couple dollars that you have? There's a lot of mental breakdown to it, but impulsion of the heart, impulsion of the good seed that you sow, not for form or fashion, not for a return on investment or ROI. It's just about what the impulse of the heart and spirit do. It's just about how you feel. What will you do when you're faced with that? You have options, and I can't make that choice for you, and no one else can. But if you feel it in your chest and your soul, and you know it's time to move on, trust me, all the signs will lead you to move on. Sometimes opportunity and the adventure will present itself, and it's up for you and I and all of us to take that journey and see where it leads us at, whether it be anything in life. Now, some people can choose to be in a healthy relationship or don't even know they're in an unhealthy relationship, and once their eyes are open to it, they know something's not right, or they know everything is just the way it needs to be. We all have that sense. Even when animals are born, they don't even get time like normal babies to start crawling and walking and nourishment and getting to that point. Some of them don't even get a chance to have any breast milk, and they're already running for their lives from the predator. They're just born with that natural instinct. And if all of us connected to that instinct that dwells and that lives so deep inside of us, that the spirit of holiness is always calling from within us, no matter what you believe or what you accept, there's something more greater than we can even put our minds of comprehension behind or in front of. And that is something no one on this planet, no one in this universe can ever deny. I don't care who you are. You can't deny that. All I do understand is that when it comes to what will you do, and I stress that in my segments, and I always repeat the name of it, because that's the question you need to ask yourself. What will I do? Even if you're at a menu, what will you do? You're going to order the chicken burrito, or you're going to order the steak? You still have a choice no matter what you do, but will the chicken give you, heartburn, or will the steak make your stomach, feel like it's bubbling up? It's all about that. It's all about that. We have thousands of choices a day. What am I going to drink? What am I going to eat? What am I going to go? What am I going to wear? How do I do my hair? I wonder if I put this deodorant on today or wear the other one, this perfume, this earring, or this cologne, or these pants, or these boxes. We make so many choices every single day. And some countries just wake up knowing, let me wash my face and rinse my body off and go look for some food to support my family and smile because I'm blessed with them. Some options are viable, necessary, and some are just there because of how we have developed the world to be. We didn't create the world, but we definitely had our hands in developing how it is today. So I hope that helps with what will you do, what will I do, what will they do, and understand that it's always with the betterment of the option. I was looking at a Bible verse, Galatians 6, chapter 6, verse 9, I believe it is. And it was saying basically, and I don't quote it for word because my memory is good, but it's kind of sketchy when it comes verbalized. But don't ever get tired of sowing the good seed, because the harvest is on its way. And I wasn't never thinking about the things that come from me, whether I go on that mental mode, the goddess status or not. It's not for me to stop the good seeds to be planted. It's supposed to be for me to put as many as I can to put those in the ground so they'll sprout up from what I've sown, whether I'm here on this earthly plane or not. It's not for me to control the lives of anyone to do what they need to do. It's for me to put my seeds out there of goodness and hope and love, no matter what form I can put them in, and watch God, the creator, the infinite source, the ether, the magnificence of all things, or how the elements work in the universal properties itself, create and flow from those things, because everything is a ripple effect. Everything has a balance. Everything has a life force. Everything will happen to where it needs to happen. And there's no other way to be about it, except doing what you need to do when the time presents itself, and doing what you need to do because you know that's the time that you were given to do what you have to do. If Anthony would say his famous words, all the time to us, and that's what he would say constantly if he could. So every day that we wake up, we need to make the best out of it. And every time we go, we just need to, have that inclination in our bodies and that mindset, and understand that when we're given that, is exactly where it needs to be. And if we know where we need to be and what we need to do, we have that energy constantly to just keep going on and make our lives the best way that they can be. And that's all I can say for that. So thank you for your questions. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for all the love that you give to all of us and every single thing that you do. We appreciate your time and all the things that come along with it. And we love who you are as a person, and being for the fact that you can share these things and you can say, hey, I'm having a problem. Hey, I need to go through this and I need to go through that. I need to figure out experiences in life and figure out what they're going to be. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have those experiences in life that going through, they just need to go ahead and figure out what those things are. And Anthony was playing a little segment in the back, and that's what that was. And we're going to get that ready to play for you soon. So I hope you stay tuned for that. And remember to always have that energy to where you're constantly. And if you can't hear yourself talking, all you need to do is remind yourself.
Do you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just like that. So that's the only thing that we can look forward to in life, is excelling to our best selves. So without further ado or any more delays, this segment is getting to its point. Stay blessed with all that you have. And I'm going to leave it at that. So if you want to reach us again, that's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. Check it out. There's nothing to lose except gaining more of yourself. Okay, what is there? I mean, people act like they don't have time. You do have time. If you have time to sit on the toilet, like I tell people, you have time to check it out. Okay, and you know what that means. And I hope you do. It's awesome, and we love you for it. So that's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com, realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com, and realdoubledosechannel@yandex.com. And you can leave any of your customer support inquiries, anything you want there. And we appreciate you, Patty, for leaving that. Hope it didn't go to a point of where, I'm pretty sure all those who are out there who are listening understand the journey of this. And that's why technology is pause, play, stop, rewind. It's always going to be here for all the time. So we thank you for everything you've done and just being awesomely you. And I will definitely come back home to my family and bring some more insights back to whatever we got going on, and we can make this movement awesome. And I'll put the links down in the description when we get all the channels of opening up for our social media more together for everyone, without life trying to kick us a little bit. So we love you. We thank you, and we'll be back with you soon.